Okay. Hello, Jean. Hello, Techie. Hope you're both doing well. Let me just plug this in fast so that it's gonna make a noise, but let me just plug this in fast. That wasn't as loud as I think it was. Okay, looks good. Hope you're doing well. My mom says hi, Jean. Techie has donated, so we have a total of 4 questions for her. I'm doing good. Sorry about last week. I know I had said like I might not stream if the 4th of July was bad, and then I might do it the next day, but it was bad. I don't know what they were setting off, but they were like legit explosions, and I'm not even being over dramatic. Like actual explosions. It kept sounding like things like bombs were going off. It was so, and they weren't like consistent. They started at like 3 or so in the afternoon, right? So they were just like here and there. Like you couldn't even time them. And I was like, okay, we're not doing that because we're not gonna have that. For the holiday work. I was really like genuinely shocked at just how like explodey it was. Like they do that every year now, but like still I'm just like, sheesh, she didn't have to be that bad. And then, right, I was like, oh, okay, I'll do the midnight stream on time and then do the stream the next day, right? And I kid you not, the moment I sat down and thinking, like, okay, good time to stream, the opposite side started setting off fireworks. And then there was somebody who decided, like, I don't know, like 3:30 was the perfect time to set off every single last firework they have. So there's no peace. And here we are. But I hope you guys had a good last week. Sorry, there's like a circle on here and I was trying to get it off and I can't see why. But I'll be changing it up soon, so at least I won't be lasting for eternity. I took off I was hoping you were taking those off. No. I had a good break. I needed to come back and get back to this. The videos were up, but for some reason they didn't go public. And I'm not sure if that's my fault, if that was YouTube's fault, because when I checked, they weren't displaying. But today they were, so not sure what was going on. To watch the lights, because I was able to see them out the window toward the front, all the fireworks, but I don't know, I just the people across the street set off those little ground ones, you know, but they set them off where there's like 300 going off at once, and you can't breathe, basically. You can't breathe. So we'll go ahead and open up chat to everyone. I think we're gonna go awkward time again because that seemed to sort of throw people off. So awkward time again. There we go. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello, Concha. Hello, how you doing? Hope you're both doing well. Hello, Hubert. I am doing good. I know, I saw. Luckily, this cat was pretty good about it. There was a couple times she got scared. Current cat, I mean. Couple times she got scared, but for the most part, she handled it. The last two cats we had could not handle it. They were not um, good with fireworks. Mr. Kitty used to try to hide in like the closet or something, and Boris would hide under the blankets. Of course, Hubert. Of course. So, sadly, they weren't good with fireworks, but this one seems a very peaceful. She like fell asleep. Yeah. She probably has selective hearing or something. Okay, where's there it is. They woke her up once and then she went back to sleep. But that was like the one time that they were like super close. She might actually have selective hearing. Or, you know, she's got hearing problems. Okay. She is like 9-ish. Of course, I got you, Techie. No worries. Yeah. That's the same age I got my last two cats at. They were both old. Although I'm not quite sure how old exactly. That's the age that we guessed they were. They might have been older. But I liked to get the older cats, you know, so they have a nice little place to live in their final years. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Wands, as well as Fortune, or Wheel of Fortune coming out. Oh, there's a word heat right there. Hello, Glenda. Welcome in. Their cats are so look. Yeah. They have like Senior for Seniors Day. Seniors for Seniors. Where like the adoption is free. Or discounted at a lot of the humane societies here. 5 of Cups. Oh, well, thankies. They needs the love. Need one shuffle more. One more shuffle. Shuffle. There we go. I like that. Okay, so of course, Glinda. So for you, Techie, when it comes to this first question, I feel like there's a lot going on with her right now. We're getting some like accomplished cards, like cards that said like hard work pays off, getting to this greater place, being proud of yourself or herself, you know, and feeling like she's like gotten to a new level. But then we have a return of work and a swap from like a good sort of flow of work, you know, where you're not feeling super bombarded. You've got a nice sort of steady flow to the work, but it swaps into that Eight of Wands, where there's just a lot going on. That's a chaotic card. That's a card that indicates like a lot of changes, things that are going on too fast, out of control. It can be good things, but it could be a mixture of sort of things that aren't too, you know, pleasing. So to go from the Eight of Pentacles, which is a very slow, steady card that builds up to a beautiful future, to the Eight of Wands, where you're sort of having to deal with things, it's a difficult time for her. That's outside of you. You might be a factor within the Eight of Wands, but there's more going on, like with other people, other aspects of her life. Now, I feel like you're not a burden. I feel like there's things where she's regretting not either, like in her mind, guiding you the way she should have. And it's not to say that she did anything wrong. It's more so that that's the mindset that she can put on herself, where she's seen mistakes not don't always exist. So there could be real problems. There could be, you know, manufactured problems. When we hear, like, we see the Five of Cups, the fixation on the lost rather than noticing the good that remains within the Two of Cups. We have that swap into the actual Two of Cups, which is a good sign. We see better things going, like maybe improvement over the next month or so, where she's focusing more on what's there rather than what's lost. I don't feel like there's negative energy toward you. I feel like she's creating it. She's like putting a spin on things. She's misinterpreting things, and it's just not, how to put this, like, it's not necessarily the truth to it. So it might feel like there's a separation. It might feel like she's pushing you away. I will say, perhaps like sort of stepping away, not completely, right? Not completely, right? Just taking a step back, you know, because that allows a little more freedom on both sides, so that there's not as much not as much room for misinterpretations. King of Swords can be somebody who's very like black and white. It has a very hard time seeing in between. He very rarely uses his heart as a judge or guide. So we're seeing a situation where somebody's not very like emotionally attached. We need that to change over the next 2 months. Like I said, it does improve. I'm seeing it more focused on you here, right? It feels like more of a relationship, but it might just be a lot of things going on, you know, a lot of different things. So it could be every single relationship she has right now that she's going through a reevaluation on. Times are changing. Wheel of Fortune has that, like, gotta move things, you know, you gotta move things around to get the better to come in and rid yourself of the negative. So just some changes. I don't see it as a personal thing, and I don't think she's like, you know, wanting you to get out of her life. You know, if anything, she deeply cares about you. You see that within the Two of Cups. That's a very caring card, a very connected card. But whatever's going on elsewhere, there's some people there that she's just like, you know, it's time to either close those doors or distance herself, because I think those are stressors. Just reevaluating a lot of people. It feels like that, and it's a sucky thing to go through, especially if it's showing up as like a hassle, right? Because we don't want it to be something frustrating for her to feel like she's done a lot and she's moved forward and she's gotten into this, you know, elevated place. Then to move into that position of the Eight of Wands, it's like, you know, what is all that work for? And that's why we see that Five of Cups, like all that work didn't pay off, right? Should be heard of. I feel like she would, because I don't think she realizes what she's doing completely, but I also feel like that might be what will allow her to reevaluate what's going on between the two of you. Because I don't think she wants you to leave completely. I think it's just like whatever's causing issues. She definitely feels like there's a distance. I feel saddened by it. Hello, MYYT. How you doing? I'd say over the next 2 weeks, probably, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, you know, distance yourself a little bit, see how you feel about that, and then whether or not you want to, you know, pull back a little more, or if you're good with like that amount. That would be probably the best way to move forward. It is. It's been pretty calm. It's been pretty warm, but it's been pretty calm. Okay. Let's see. Making sure to shuffle well. Okay, so we have King of Cups, Three of Wands, Judgment. We have the Nine of Swords, Four of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. So let's see if anything else wants to pump out, because I feel like there's something that wants to clarify the Judgment card. Okay, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so this is an interesting one because we have the emotions of the King of Cups, and that shows up when it's next to something negative. Of course, I would take the more reversal meaning. So next to the Nine of Swords, we have somebody who's sometimes like overly emotional. Somebody has a difficult time understanding their own emotions, conveying those emotions. They care too much, and sometimes the caring too much gets them in a position where they really don't know how to feel. Like it becomes like unbearable. It becomes too much for them to handle. But we have that Nine of Swords, which is a lot of regret. And I feel like this person's been back and forth a lot lately, probably over the last like 8 to 10 months. It feels like back and forth with emotions. Like you feel like days where it's really good, you have a good connection going, you're having good conversations, and then there's other days and you're like, who is this person? You know, where's the person that I saw, you know, yesterday? Where's the person I saw a couple weeks ago? Why is it changed so much? But this person cares about you deeply. Yes. This is how the interaction that you're getting, because you're seeing that this person cares deeply, but the way they express it, right, it's not coming across well. You're either getting too much of a emotion or not any at all. We're feeling like there's a push and a pull within these cards. There's a break that I feel is happening right now. And I'm not sure if they're trying to cut off all people, or just trying to figure out who they need in their life, and they're just not choosing properly. The good thing is, I feel like there's a connection there that's still, you know, able to grow back I feel like they're regretting things that have happened recently. Regretting a lot of decisions that they made, maybe choosing people over you, um, not taking your advice, um, arguing with you, or, fighting, right? Saying that your opinion or your advice is incorrect. And now they see that there are truths, right, that are coming forward, and they're seeing where there are issues. And the nine of swords does last quite a while, because it's got this sort of torture aspect to it, like self-imposed. It continues forward, right? It's connected to you. It stays with you for a long time. So he's going through a lot, and obviously there's emotion that's being pushed off onto you. There's frustrations, irritations that are being projected onto you rather than the correct places, right? So you're feeling like a lot of the anger that shouldn't be toward you is toward you. And this has been going on for quite a while now. But the good thing is judgment is coming out in that last place. So we do see somebody who's making a good decision in the near future. We see that over the next couple of months, probably about 3 months, where you feel that connection, right? And they're back to that, like, expressing themselves the way that they used to. You feel that connection. You feel like that they care about you again. You feel like they are, a part of your life, and they want to be there. That you two have a good compatibility, because I truly think this person cares about you. We wouldn't have the King of Cups if they didn't. It's just all these things that they're going through, trying to figure things out. Just needs a little break, a little decision making, a little peace. Hello, Ruby, welcome in. And then we have a fresh start within the Page of Pentacles. And even though we have that Seven of Wands, it's still a good card, because it's saying that it's going to, continue on that better path. My parents are well and graces extended other than yeah. But I'm feeling that, like, it feels that way with a lot of these cards, where the way that they're laying out, you could say everything correctly, right? You can put out the greatest, of advice toward this person, but at the mindset, or in the mindset they are right now, it's not anything they listen to. If anything, they probably do the opposite, just because they think they prove you wrong. But they need a break. And I feel like a lot here too, these people need to appreciate you and understand that you're doing it from a place of love. And if anything, a little break might actually get them to that point where they do appreciate you, where they miss that energy that you have, where they miss the connection, they miss those conversations. So hopefully we see that change over the next couple of months. I know there's some like planetary alignment things that are going on, but they're supposed to change. I don't know if it's next month, something like that, but okay, well, definitely don't put yourself in a place where you feel like you're giving them energy and you're not receiving anything in return, because you're just going to feel worn out, and you definitely need that energy to come back toward you. You can't just give and wear yourself out. we have the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, we have, oh, we have the Queen of Cups. We got a lot of emotions going on here. Oh, Ace of Pentacles, the Star. Lots of healing, lots of movement forward. I feel like these people like are feeling like they missed out. Oops, oh, sorry. Missed out on a connection with you. These are normally cards that say like, I held back, now it's time to change things. And we move into Queen of Cups, and that would be expression of emotion, of a connection. A start with the Ace of Pentacles, and some good movement, manifestation, healing, moving forward. I feel like these people didn't really get the opportunity they wanted to grow a relationship with you. They are now realizing like they want one, right? They want to rebuild. They want to grow a connection. They want to reach out to you. They're not quite sure on how to do that, and I say that because there's hesitation within the Nine of Wands. That's a card that normally says like they're standing up, you know, they're changing their mind, they're continuing forward, but there's still that like how to go about it. So they honestly have a great connection with you, and they see this last meeting as an opportunity to expand on that, you know, to grow a relationship, to have a greater connection. We're seeing the card that represents you a lot, or comes out often as a representation of you, with that Nine of Pentacles. And it's a great card because it shows up as you being this like very kind, open person, a very strong individual, somebody who really like, you know yourself well, and it's a very peaceful energy with it. Well, actually, the Star as well as the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups all have a very like peaceful vibe to it, like just a really nice energy to be a part of. And then much. Alright. So that's probably why they want to reach out. They want to change things. You have that too with the Hanged Man of like changing the situation, trying to figure out how to, you know, be more a part of your life, interact with you. They might be like semi awkward with it because they want to figure out how to go about it without, you know, imposing. They want to make sure that they're in a good place to grow a relationship with you, where you feel, you know, receptive of that relationship. The traffic is real today. Oh, no. Well, welcome in. It's me again. I hope you're doing well. Beside the traffic. So, this might be where they're waiting for signs from you to say like it's okay to, you know, talk, to interact with each other, to build that relationship. But I think they're very kind people. We have very good cards coming out, and they are coming out very, very good. Like their energy within these cards, very good energy to be. We don't have anything that's forceful. The only one that's coming out will be in that Nine of Wands, and that's not an aggressive card. It's not a like overboard card. It has no strong negative energy. It's a very good card. It's like, okay, let's build this up. For me, with the cards coming out, I'd say over the next, like, how long do I want to put it? next couple of months. It might be sooner that you like they reach out to you, like over the next couple of weeks that they reach out to you, talk to you, you know, seeing um just, you know, just checking up on you. Whenever they get the opportunity, I feel like they'd reach out to you to see you. Um, but it feels like it's something that's growing, and we'll be entering um, Virgo season next month. So you have a lot of Earth energy. So probably around Virgo season, the end of next month, that overlaps into September. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. But it looks like a good relationship. And maybe that's the thing. I always say, like, sometimes when you have to back away from people, or you have to, you know, end a relationship, sometimes it's so that you could allow better people in, or people that need to be around during that time, and not, you know, put you in that position where you have downing energy. You have more positive, more uplifting. Yeah, so you're making room. You got good people coming in. People that are more responsive to you and your energies. Yeah. Well, no, that's what I was saying. Like, just bringing up, putting a little bit of a distance between you. I don't think you would in them. But sometimes you just have to well, give a little more room to the more positive energies. Yeah. That's a big thing, you know, to know that they care about you, but also just, you know, just leading some space. That's a big step for you, you know. They for you to understand that you need to do that, that's like something that a lot of people don't ever realize. They will put up with people. They will continue to put themselves in a situation where they don't feel appreciated. Never doing anything for themselves. So to do that says a lot, that you're like really understanding yourself. And I do, yes, 100% I do see that they love you. They care about you. You have the, oh, what's her name? You had the Queen of Cups? Yeah. And I was going to say the Queen of Pentacles, but it was because of the whatchamacallit. The Queen of Cups, a very good energy to have, because she's very balanced in her emotions. Yeah. It does, it's true. It is sadly true. Okay, so we have yeah. Who do you have? You had somebody, right? You have like the king of somebody. King of Cups? I think it was the King of Cups for a second. I can't remember who was in the first. Oh, Two of Cups. There he was. You had Two of Cups, King of Cups, and then Queen of Cups. So you had very good top level cup cards come out in all of them, which means they all care about you. You have that emotional attachment. You have a connection there with all of them, and those are very hard connections to break. I would say honestly, they're like the best ones to have. Especially Two of Cups. Two of Cups, not even just in a romantic way. Two of Cups when it comes to anybody in your life. To have that come out as a connection says that there's a true bond there. You know, there's real, you know, you're a part of them forever. But oh, you got great cards. I don't have to pull anything else out. Okay, you have the Sun, the Ace of Cups, Strength. You have the Seven of Wands. You have the Nine of Pentacles again. Of course, that would be you. You know, that's the card that commonly represents you. I feel like a good opportunity coming through here. I feel like this is something that will definitely benefit you. Hoping it's smooth. I'm not seeing a timeline of how fast you'll get this, but there's definitely something that's coming through for you, being handed to you or being offered to you, because you have the Ace of Cups with abundance and increase, happiness, all you could hope for. It's a very, very, very positive card in all situations to come out. Of course, Queen of Swords has that like beckon approval. King of Cups. I think these people like you. I think there's a high probability of this happening. It looks good. You have like top tier cards, like I said, along the top. Cards that say things are going well. Things are moving in a beautiful direction. I do want to say, because of the cards that are coming out, we have Strength in what would normally be the future position. And Strength would be Leo, and we will move into Leo season at the end of this month, but it will also go into July into August, right? So August would be the 8th month. We see 8 on the Strength card. So we're sort of starting off with a 7 here. 7 of Wands. That, like, you know, fighting, making sure you really get yourself out there. And then we move forward to where you're comfortable. You have a nice income, right? You have that Nine of Pentacles. She's happy. She's making good money. She's really like in a beautiful place. The Ace of Cups would say an increase. It would also say like just feeling much better, because you just have that better energy that is within the Ace of Cups. So it's a lot of good energy for you. Then you have the Queen of Swords, right? Which is a good push for you. Can I do that for forward? Of course. The Queen of Swords is a good push. It's also an energy that comes out very often for you, right? The King of Cups seems like it's all coming through. Very good. I love the cards that came out. They're all very, very positive. And for them to come out in that order, like, that's amazing. I'd love to see an exact timeline, but I feel like this is one of those High Priestess energies. You know, a High Priestess coming out and ooh, Ace of Pentacles. A High Priestess coming out and saying like, you'll know when you know. But I do like this a lot. Let's see what else. Did I just get a delivery message? Okay, if that was delivered, I might have to go and get it first fast. So see it. Okay. So, let me finish up this question, right? The follow-up, let me shuffle up, and then I'm gonna have to go out and get that package fast because they threw it in the middle of the yard. Um, but let's see what else we can get, okay? Any specifics? Because I feel like if we can get that exact date, I'd be super happy. It is lining up really well. And I just saw a couple of 8s everywhere. So there might be something special about those 8s. Okay, let's see. I'll get it after this because I don't want to lose the momentum, the energy. I don't know, I feel like it's extra. Ooh, this one flew out. What is this? Ooh, you got the Emperor, okay. I know. We got the Emperor. Ooh, we have the Two of Cups. So we're having, this is good energy, a good conversation. This is nice, like back and forth seeing and understanding you. It's somebody who's seen eye to eye, even though they have an elevated position as the Emperor. The Magician is taking on more tasks. So you definitely have that coming through these cards. It feels like that's what's appearing. So we got good movement. 4 of Pentacles. There might be a little hesitation. I'm not sure if it's on your side. It might just be you, like, you know, will this happen? Should I, you know, are they responding to me well? But even it might just be a delay that comes through. We have the World. We have King of Cups coming out. What is this? The 4 of Wands and the Fool coming out together. So I feel like it's all pointing to very good signs. I feel like this person has a good vibe to them. They're a good listener. I think when it comes to something that's actually like planned out, as long as you have that, like, you know what you're saying, when you're going in, you know how you're going to communicate it, it looks good. There's celebration. The Fool is a fresh start. That could be a new position. So it's not always necessarily a drastic change, right? It could just be like, you know, getting more on your plate. I do feel that they are, because they see what you're capable of. They see what you're able to do, you know, how much you're capable of taking on. So I don't think that there's like hesitation in that. I don't think that there's any type of like struggle there, or even trying to like prove yourself, you know. I think it's very good energy on your part. If anything, it'll just be like, make sure that you can go in there and say, you know, this is what you can do. It looks great from all angles here, and you definitely have some good energy, especially over the next couple of months. There's 3 4s coming out, with the Emperor being a 4, the 4 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands. So there's changes within that. There's a reason to like look forward, to know that things aren't going to stay in one place for long, in like a negative way, right? Normally, I think 4 is stability and reassurance, or something like that, when it comes to angel numbers, you know. But it looks good. I'm gonna say it looks good, because all of these are very good. You can ask for it. You might not necessarily, it might be less, like slightly less that you get, but I still feel like positive either way. You know, There's something very good about this that's coming through. I like the energy. I like the way it's presented. And I think it does look like you'll be able to take this on. But I send you the good vibes. I send all the fist shakes, all the well wishes, all the good vibes, all the good energies, all the yays. Okay, we have a contract coming through. Or I'll start with the highest. Bargain. Gotta whittle it down to the one that you're hoping for. But that's a good plan. That's a good plan. Oh yeah, let me go get that package fast. Okay, I'm back. It was all good. I got everything. So, for Alcantara, thank you. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands to the Emperor. So it does feel like you're gaining success. This feels like the beginning of next year. I want to say between the first couple or the first few months, it feels like that's when it's coming along, and then we see success coming through. There will be something that pops up. It'll be a very like noticeable change for you. It's something that definitely is like what you're hoping for. It's what you're wanting as far as your career. I don't think it's like a big change of location, but it might be because of the cards, because of the way the cards are coming out. There might possibly be some relocation there. It might be like a little further than you expect. It might be something that you have to, you know, just move a little to get closer to. There will be somebody that comes through. Normally, like, Emperor is like a boss. It's the person that's in charge, a manager. They seem to be the one that has a good energy toward you. They seem to like what you bring to the table. They have what looks really promising in the near future. So it's not like, I don't feel like you have to wait until the end of 2027. It feels like it's going to be the beginning. If anything, we'd see it within the first 4-ish months, because we'd start off with Capricorn, which would be an earth sign, and then we go into fire. And that would be with Aries over here. So we do have a little transit. So look over those months. Definitely will bring you happiness, success. You have the Sun. The Sun is always a great card to come out, because that's like a reassuring card. It's a card that says, like, you don't have to worry about this. It's coming your way. It's going to be successful. It might take its, you know, slowest time ever, but it'll be there. We have, may I ask when I just surprise so much more patience? She tried to be smart, but I said she has challenges. I was time to help her. Alright, let's see. We have, coming out first, we have Strength. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. Justice. We have the Eight of Cups. The Four of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So there's a lot of hard work going on. I'm sensing that's probably, you know, mainly from your side. I don't know if this person's mindset is always, you know, the same, or if there's slight changes here and there, because it doesn't necessarily feel to me like it's always been one way. It does feel like they tried to, you know, have a relationship with you. They tried to connect with you, but I'm not sure what comes in, you know, between the two of you. They just seem like they have something else on their mind, or there's something else that comes up. We do have very few like emotional attachment cards, because really only the Knight of Cups would be that card, and I feel like that's more you moving forward, trying to not be in that position where, you know, you're constantly treated poorly. But I do think this is a moment, like, you know, think about the relationship, think about what it does to you, and then try to figure out how you want to move forward with it, because it does feel like it's very tiring, and it's something where, you know, maybe withholding that constant help and being there might show up as something that's, you know, a reminder that you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, rather than something that you should be, you know, obligated or forced to do. There's another like influence that's coming through. It feels like there's somebody else that sort of like says stuff or does stuff that creates this negativity. Her husband. So there is that like weird energy here that's just like creating conflict, and I feel like there's a back and forth here, because we do have those like beautiful memories, right? That great connection of the Strength card, and there's a desire to return to it, but there's almost like a delay. There's a refusal there because of he always ends me in their arguments. Oh. Well, maybe that's the thing that's causing issues. And maybe instead of, you know, putting yourself out there and being the one that's treated poorly, maybe just try to figure out how to remove that negativity from, you know, you and your life. I will say though that I think deep down inside this person does actually care about you, even though there might be arguments here and there, right? I think this person does care about you. It's just whatever this person, this outsider, you know, this husband does, it just seems to create so many issues that probably like they're just like, you know, they in this situation, you know, there might be a circumstance where she is so heavily influenced by him, or he has such a command over her that she doesn't ever get to say anything, you know. And that might be where you get that negativity. It's like it's just put on you because she's in a place that's not good. And she might be very, 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 very unhappy, and there's nothing she can do about it. And that's, you know, the only person that she has, right? Like, do you have any other family members, siblings, relatives that she can go and stay with? Because honestly, I don't think anybody in your family seems to be very supportive of each other, very like helpful. It doesn't seem like anybody would be quick to you know, quick to help. So honestly, I don't think anybody would have a place to go. If she left him, where would she be? Yeah. And it is sad because in most places we have our own, like, yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I truly think, like, there's much more going on, and I don't feel like it's solely you. I think it's expectations he puts on her. It's the relationship they have, and I don't think it's a very good relationship. I think he argues with her a lot, and she pushes that off onto you. And I could ask one card. Now, look, the Tower comes out. That's not a good card to represent their relationship. No. What energies or opportunities should I look for in a new city to best support my independent financial stability? I send you good, though. I send you all the good vibes. You know, be like a duck and let it the water run off your back. Let the insults, complaints, frustrations, you know, try to help you. It sounds too like you're the one that's closest with the father, and they might have some animosity toward you because of that closeness. Okay, so for you, Hubert, we have the Two of Swords. We have the Seven of Cups. The Ace of Swords. The Moon. The Star. Page of Cups. And the King of Pentacles. Because I'm close to her now. Because I'm his support. You know. But that's pretty obvious that, you know, there's some frustration there. So, we have some great cards for you, Hubert, when it comes to a new city, you know, for yourself, for your own benefit, success. Now, I'd say Don't be immediately like out there searching everywhere. Be patient, stand still for a second and figure out what it is like you're really looking for. You know, what it is that you really, really want, what kind of environment you want to surround yourself in, who you want to be around. Um, and I think if you whittle it down to like two options, that seems to be what's right for you, because it can be a sort of overwhelming if we stick with the energy of the two, or the Seven of Cups. Now, good thing is, it does feel like something to do with writing or communication. This could be like books. This could be articles. I'm feeling more toward, like, for some reason, a library is calling out to me, but it might not be a library. It might be like a bookstore or something. Um, and that's where to look for things. Just see where you're able to communicate, to write, to see things. You know, see surroundings that are comfy to you. Okay. Well, I'd stick to the writing first. The writing seems to be the right one. We don't really want to stick to, or not stick to, we don't really want to go with something that's like too much, you know, or can be a little too difficult to find with ease, right? And that might be tarot, frankly, because tarot's not always the easiest thing to gain success from. But we do see success in your future because you have the King of Pentacles, which means it's going to, yes, something with a writing vibe. It's definitely going to bring you success because you have that King of Pentacles. You have a card that indicates like you gaining momentum, you getting a stable income, stability, even more than a stable income, right? Because the King of Pentacles is actually a card that shows more than success. It's comfort. It's the ability to sit somewhere and really feel at home. You know, not worry about where money is coming through next. A place you're able to build a surroundings, build your own sanctuary. So I do feel like there's a lot of good energy for you. Just look for a place where it's very like writing centric, because that really seems to be the thing that at least stands out to me. You might meet someone, you might somebody, you know, might come along that is able to sort of show you the way in this new environment. Well, you know what? Actually, there are a lot of bookstores that have like a tarot vibe to them. So you might actually find one that has both things tied to each other. You might find something that has tarot readings or offers tarot readings, like weekly. I know there are a lot of bookstores that do that, where you can go in and give tarot readings here and there, and then, you know, also the writing thing. So you might find something that just really fits your energy there. But remember, there's two options. It might tie to both of those. It does have to do more with communication, but just look out for those things. Don't go about it quickly. Be patient with it. Be patient with it. I send you the good vibes, though. All the good vibes. Let's see. We have coming up first We have the King of Swords. We have the Magician. Shuffle it out. We have the Four of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So it feels like there's good compatibility here. There's a good movement for the two of you. The communication needs to be strengthened. So if you're really not talking a lot or there's not a lot of communication going on, you need to move past that. I feel that's more on his side than your side, but it does feel like a very strong communication is coming through here. I like that this is a good offering to both of you because we have that cup coming through next to the Four of Cups. So they came out together. We see the cup that is being offered is actually the Ace of Cups, a card of a connection, of a true connection. Something that can be built up, something that can be definitely like long term, something that is a very good thing for both of you. I just say here, just that communication. It really does feel like, I'm not one to be like, oh, it's the guy's fault, you know, or it's the other person's fault. Like, I'm never that person. But it really does feel like this person's energy is the one that's like, come on, you need to communicate a little better, you need to talk a little more, you need to say what you want, get that out there so that people know what you're after, what it is that you're hoping for. But there's definitely a good positive connection there, especially with those cups card. It might just be right now too because of the Eight of Pentacles. You're both in a place where you're like needing to work on certain things. You know, these are more like, you know, one or two things that are just like very important to secure a good relationship, you know, something that's solid and connected. And it's not necessarily like fix yourself entirely and refocus on things and, you know, try to become a completely different person. Normally here it would be something that's like there's a connection issue, or there's like a trust issue, or there's something that you're like hesitant about and you know that you need to improve upon that. That could be something here that's like you both need to work on that in order to get that energy to be successful in this relationship. And a lot of it is just that, you know, just improving yourself and allowing it to build naturally, because you have really great cards. You have cards of a true connection, of peace, healing, improvements. There's a sign of something, you know, something you can't ignore, something you can't say no to because it's meant to be. So, you know, sometimes when things aren't moving at the speed you want, sometimes it's really just that higher powers, the universe is like, okay, we got to get these things done first. But I do see a good chance in the future of you two being very happy with each other. Just needs to, you know, get to a place where the communication is good. But it has a very nice flow to it, because we see changes and improvements along the way. It's interesting too because we have like a lot of cups and we have swords. Then the ones that are over here that like need to be worked on are the wands and the pentacles. So it's like that energy, that commitment, that like removal of fear. But I send you all the good vibes, all the well wishes. If I were to be in a position, I'm going to show somebody my. Oh, okay. Okay, we have. Is that full? No, that didn't full shuffle tonight. One more shuffle. We have. Okay, so we have the Emperor. We have Judgment. We have the Page of Wands. So we're seeing somebody who is a little more of a stronger manager, like managing energy, right? Somebody who controls things a little tighter. Somebody who's a little more strict when it comes to the Emperor, especially when it's tied to Judgment. So we see something that's like not as go with the flow. Is that an airplane? Three of Wands. Oh, we have the Five of Pentacles. So I don't think it's actually something that you'd care for. I think your energy and this person's energy don't really match well. I feel like you're definitely willing to put in the work, but it does feel like you have a different, like, what is like a more zen energy to you. And this person, it doesn't feel like they're like super, you know, energetic or anything, but it does feel to me like their overall vibe can be something that sort of like disrupts yours. It could be something where you feel like it's a lot of movement and you feel happy about that movement, like there's some good like changing in pace and stuff, but it's just for you, your energy just feels like you're not matching it. It just normally when it comes out with such a big contrast, right? We have fire and we have earth coming through, and they're not compatible energies, right? That's where we see like the quick burn, right, of a fire versus the slow movement of earth. There's things that like it takes forever for a tree to grow to its fullest potential, but a fire comes through and destroys it in a second, right? So that's where we're seeing this just you know, not a vibe you want to be a part of. Not to say this person's bad or anything. It's just saying that, you know, for you, the way your energy is being read here, it just feels like you need a calmer environment. Okay, that's what I thought. It's a good role. Yeah. So if you're willing to do it, I do think like you can handle it. I just don't think it'll be an experience that you're like wanting to stay with for a while. But you know, that's still up to you. I send you the good vibes though. The good vibes, the well wishes, all the goods. That roll has a high, yeah, well, probably because that person. Let's see, where's my pen? How will I get a new career opportunity? Okay, let's see. We're gonna hope for some pentacles. It'll also take the world if it wants to come out. Okay, we have Knight of Cups. So there is definitely something good coming your way. This feels like a quicker energy. It feels like it's coming in pretty soon. Knight of Swords. So it does have a sooner movement to it. Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, Page of Wands. I changed my status. The Chariot. Yeah, we definitely have some quick energy coming through. So we do have 2 cards that would line up with this month. It's still sort of in that ballpark of Cancer, but it might be like directly after Cancer season that this comes through. It's something that you have a strong connection with. I do think that there's somebody that maybe you know or like is affiliated with this workplace, and that's how you come in contact with it, because it feels like it's coming toward you with that energy of the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, like they're moving toward each other. This might be a little distant, like it might be a little further from you than expected, because you have 2 cards of travel coming out next to each other with the Page of Wands and the Chariot. But you do have great peace with income, and a great comfort with the workplace with the Queen of Pentacles. It's, I don't know, it feels like, you know, sometimes when these cards come out, especially the ones that come through as an offering, right, like with the 6 of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords coming through, it feels to me like, or I'd like to read them as, it's not available to you yet, meaning the position that's meant for you is not out there. So it might feel like forever, it might be delayed because what is meant for you is not available to you at the moment, and things still need to be put into place. So even though it might seem like it's nowhere, you know, to be found, there is still a chance that it's just, you know, it's in prep stages. Sometimes it's like the person that was previously there needs to leave, right? Or they need to find a different workplace, or they're no longer, maybe they're retiring or something, or maybe there's a person there that would be like your boss, or somebody who's in a higher position and you wouldn't be compatible with them, so it's time for them to, you know, step aside so that you can come into this place. So March is the better, but it's just human design, you know. I'm sure it'll come through quicker than you expect. Sometimes you're not even looking for it when it pops through. So I have high hopes for this. It's definitely in alignment with something you want, something that feels like very, what is it, very like responsive to you, to your line, or what, not your line of work, what you're hoping for as a job, right? So I send you good vibes though, well wishes, all the positives. Of course, all the goods. Okay. Ooh, there's shuffling band. Let me shuffle over here. Okay, we have the Four of Wands. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Empress. The Page of Swords. We have the Ten of Cups. The Queen of Cups. And Judgment. So, this person seems to have good intentions. There's a good connection that, can be had there. I think there's good movement forward. It might be something that is a bit of a slow start, because you might want to move forward with this person because you feel that connection. But it's something that, like, just make sure you take your time. Make sure you are slow and steady to see how this relationship develops. They seem like the type that values connections. They want to make sure that they're connected to somebody who really fits them and their future. Because we have a lot of, like, what's to come cards with, like, especially like the Ten of Cups. That's like a very, very future centered card. What you're seeing in the future, what they want in the future. But there is a connection. We have Ten of Cups. There's a lot of potential for what's to come, how you two can be in a relationship. And I really do hope that this is success for the two of you, because obviously, I hope that everybody has success. What are these birds doing out in the back? But mainly here I would say they do have good intentions. I'm not seeing anything negative. They are somebody who really, like I said, they value connections a lot. I think they want something that's permanent, something that's very, like, long term. So they're not one to hop into a relationship the moment they meet someone. They just need time to grow that connection. I'd also say for you, just be very mindful of how fast you move in with somebody. Just be aware of that. Not move in, but move forward. Like, not like literally move in with somebody. Oh, that's a hard one. Well, hopefully the cards will come out and really help you decide for that one. So, let's see. Okay, we have for you the Six of Swords. You have the Emperor. Queen of Wands. Four of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Does she stay? Does she go? Outcome. I'm leaving. Okay. So I definitely don't feel like you should surrender it. I think you should Keep it, maybe give yourself a little break. Allow yourself time to recover from that trauma. You know, just give you know, don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to feel uncomfortable. There's also a good chance with these cards, especially the Six of Swords and the Queen of Wands, of movement. So there might be another place that's very fit for you that you won't have that experience at. You won't have to worry about those experiences. Hello, Shataria. Hope you're doing well. There's, for me here, right, these are cards that say, you know what's best for you. So I'm not going to say, like, completely change everything, right? Don't think that, like, you know, you should up and give it all up without even, you know, a second thought, because I do feel like there is something that's still like a part of you here. It's definitely, you know, something to stick with, to stay with. Might just be a location change that you need. And that's why I say, like, make sure to give yourself a break if you need it. Don't put yourself through that and just like abrupt leave because of that situation. Sometimes it's just really like time to reevaluate things. Especially with this, because the Six of Cups has come out. And the Six of Cups is one of my favorite cards in the tarot deck because it says what your like soul purpose is. It says, well, at least to me, what is meant for you, because it's such a personal connection card. It's something that you're meant to be a part of. I do feel like there's something really great in your future, but just don't surrender it, because there, it feels to me like it still involves this nursing, but it might not be that exact position, because I do feel like you'll regret it if you do, because of that Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords, that Ten of Swords doesn't come out often for me, so to have it is, it's not the best, right? But I send you good vibes. Just don't be quick to give it up. Allow time to pass to resituate. You know, maybe there's something else, right? Because sometimes, you know, you can be like a on-call nurse or something. The ones that answer the phones, provide information, assistance, right? So we have, man, I have a message from you guys. What do you want to tell me at this time? But I send you goods, okay? Good energy, good vibes, peace and healing. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords, the Empress, oh, the Six of Cups, the Nine of Swords. Oh, we're having a lot of swords come out today. Oh, Justice. Oh, so we got good energy coming out. That's a lot of changes. This would be over the next month or so that we're seeing these changes. Anybody else want to come on? Ooh, the World. Okay, so we have a lot of changes, and this does line up with the next month or so, because we're seeing the World. The World has Leo on it, and we'd be entering Leo soon. Next month has stronger Leo. So, for me, first off, we have, how did I hit that? Uh-oh, it's not turning back. It's not turning back. Hold on. If I hold it like this. Oh, it's loose. That's my fault. Okay, so. We're moving out of something that's pretty frustrating here with the 5 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. So that's frustration, that's upset, that's like things that are toxic, things that like you just need a break from. There's a lot that's just like, you know, it's time to get rid of a mindset of people. But the good thing is, it also says that people who have wronged you, and I will say this, okay, because we are in a Mercury retrograde. The cards are saying somebody or several people might come back through soon to apologize or to reach out to you, to say something about like their actions in the past. And I say this with the retrograde, right? Over the next couple of weeks, since we're still in the retrograde, just because they're apologizing doesn't mean we invite them back in, because they could be in a really good place, but the energy of the Mercury retrograde might be temporary, so they might temporarily improve or reflect upon their actions, and then once the retrograde is over, we see them return to those previous, you know, personality traits that led them to those actions. So you might have a couple people re-enter. You can prep for that, but I do feel like there's a nice vibe that's going on here, a good place for you to be, a lot of peace. So like just be in a place that's more like self-centered, but in a good way, you know, be more about you, celebrate yourself, because I think that's something that's very important for you and you don't do enough. I don't think you give yourself treats, you know, give yourself a pat on the back for the things that you've done, even for just like getting up and having a good day. That's, you know, something that you can be proud of. If you get up and you're having a sucky day and you still power through the day, it's something, you know, to be proud of. So give yourself a little more positivity. Do more for you. There feels to be some people coming through, new people. This might be maybe August or so that these people start coming through, the middle of August, that we see some new people. I feel like these are new friends. There might also be improvement in the romance aspect of your life because of the cards that are coming out. The 6 of Cups specifically. But I feel like there's a lot of changes. I feel like there's some peace coming through, some letting go, some of these people that are like, I'm sorry, and you feel some closure with that. But it's mainly this month or this upcoming month. This month overlapping into next month. Just take this time to focus on you. You know, pamper yourself, love yourself, do things to make yourself happy, because I don't think you've been taking enough time for you, mainly. And then these people, if they pop in, don't immediately let them back. Leave these energies in, leaving behind toxic people. That's good. Good decisions. You take care, though. You, like, I feel like you know what to do. I feel like it's like setting that into like a plan that's more difficult. But I send you the good vibes, the powerful energies, the healings. What awaits me in the following weeks? Let's see. We have the Three of Cups. We have the King of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. So this is mainly to do with work. I feel like some changes coming through. It feels like better money for you. I'm not sure if it's an actual change, like a relocation or something, or if it's like a promotion or of some sort. What is that? A raise coming through, because it looks like a lot of money, something that's going to make you very happy. Hard work paying off, financial stability, security. Oh, that's good. So it feels very good for you. Just put in all the energy that you can, that's like you know you need to, in order to be successful, in order for people to recognize you and see you know, all that you're capable of. Really appreciate you. But it does look like it's a very good environment to be in. We got a lot of positive people. We got a good work schedule. There's a lot of like changes toward the better within these cards. Things that will really make you happy. I think a lot of just overall changes that are not necessarily like they're coming through and they're, you know, back to back. It's all of a sudden. They are slower changes. There are changes that come through, you know, here and there. It's things to be a little more like patient with, right? What is that? Like, changes don't happen overnight, but they will come through at a nice speed. They'll all present themselves. It feels like a good energy over the next couple of months. We have good vibes. We have good signs here. All good things that really like point to a lot of success for you. A lot of like good surroundings. And I like that it's long term. You know, we don't value the King of Pentacles for really what he offers, and that is longevity. You know, things that are going to be there for as long as you want them to be there. There's a very good stability to the King of Pentacles. But I send you good vibes. What are JB's next steps? Let's see. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. The Star. We have the Ten of Pentacles. One more. Waiting for a good shuffle. That actually feels like it's a good shuffle. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling that final good shuffle. That's weird. We have, let's see. Okay, that feels right. Oh, we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so looks good from all the cards here. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, the Star, as well as the Ten of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. It is good. We have a conversation card, a communication card. I like that we have that coming out because it's showing up as more movement, more conversation, more interaction, and I felt a lot more like of a connection and not you just like waiting for there to be some interaction. There's still a slower movement. I won't, exclude that. And I say that because, of course, there's a lot of pentacles. There's quite a few pentacles coming through here. And those are normally cards that indicate a slow progress. It's not to say it's, never going to happen, but it just really has a slow movement to it. I'd say this person does have a connection with you, does have the desire to reach out to you, to establish this energy. We have two great cards with the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles and Six of Cups. They're fantastic cards to have because they're normally the cards that indicate a strong connection, a lifetime connection, a long-term connection. We'd see the Ten of Pentacles, right, as one of the best cards to have if you want somebody to be there for a while, because that's generational, that's long-term. And then of course you have my soulmate card with the Six of Cups. I just feel like this person, with all that cup energy that's coming out, just doesn't seem to be on the strong communication side. There's very heavy pentacle, and that's usually a problem because it just indicates very, very little very little communication, very little conversation, and a difficulty in communicating. But they do care about you. At least there is a connection there. There's something there that they're drawn to you, definitely. It's just more so like, when do they act? When do they really build up this connection so that you're not, I heard buzzing right now, so that you're not like, is there or is there not, right? Was it my phone? That was weird. I heard buzzing. But give it a little time. I'm not saying a long time. It might just be like next month or so, because we'd be entering Virgo season. So that might be like the timeline or the time. Yeah, timeline. That is best for this, that we like see that connection growing. But I send you the good news vibes, the good movement vibes. Okay, so for Mariana, we have bad shuffle. That's what's coming through. Sheesh. Of course, Teria. Always good to have you here. Hope all is well with you. Let's see. Okay, we have for Mariana the High Priestess, the Four of Pentacles, the Chariot. We have a lot of movement coming through, a lot of big changes. Ooh, good news. Justice. A lot of things are working out for you. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles as well as Temperance. So we have a lot of good movement for you. It feels like there's some big changes that are coming through, mainly over the next couple of weeks. It feels like the next 2 weeks that are the big changes, but it does feel like over the rest of the month, right? So focus on the next 2 weeks as the the big changes. Feels like good news for you. Less sort of hesitation and more movement. So things aren't just like standing still without anything happening for you. There's also good news when it comes to finances here and a sense of healing. Things sort of like returning to a normal for you, not all over the place. I'm not sure how chaotic things have been for like the last um, couple of months, but it feels like things are just getting to a good place. You know, they're normalizing. You're not feeling all like stressed out, confused. Um, like things aren't looking forward. It's all getting back into the place that it needs to be. All back into that energy that would, you know, bring you about the best life, right? Oh, since December. Oh, the sun came out. That's true, actually. Now that I think about it, the sun coming out is more so also a sign of the sun came out. I didn't think about it. Like it's a sign of good news. But if you're saying too that it's been going on since December, that would be like winter time, right? Northern hemisphere, where it gets dark. It's the darkest time of the year. You hit what is that? Um Winter equinox, winter solstice, where it's the, you know, the longest darkness of the year. You feel like there's no looking up, there's nothing that good will come. But then you know, you get out of that, you get the sun coming out, so you are reaching a lot of positivity. Some good news is on your horizon. The sun is coming out. You have a lot of changes. The the chariot in movement indicates that there's more to come in a positive way over the next couple of months. So just, you know, be prepared because there's still more changes. There's a lot of good news. It doesn't mean it's just like um 1 month, right? It doesn't mean that it's just this reading. It does indicate that there's normally more to be seen in the future. So I send you the good vibes, the well wishes, all the positives. Okay, we have. Thus, Rob realized that he did wrong. Okay, well, let's see. We have. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Fool. We have the Four of Swords. So Two Swords not in movement. We have the Five of Cups, Queen of Wands, the World, and the Ace of Wands. So it does feel to me like he is in the process of realizing he messed up. So there's like a lot to say here. So first off, we have the Two of Swords coming out. The Two of Swords is more of a hesitation. It can be a slower card. It could be one that's like prep yourself for what's to come. So I feel like he thought like his decisions were right and that he was going about everything in the right way. And then now he's discovered, you know, like there were a bunch of wrong decisions that were made and it's resulted in some great upset. There's a lot of issues that are now coming forth because of it. Then we have that movement into the Fool. But normally, you know, the Fool can have a positive reading. This one, because it's next to the Two of Swords and it has that transit of the Five of Cups, it feels like almost like them decisions that were made and now having to deal with the aftermath of those decisions. So I feel like that there's a lot of like, why did I do that? Of all things, I could have, gone about this different. Um, there's some realization that there were, lots of bad decisions made. Now, since we don't have necessarily a card of contact following, but we do have a card of action, it feels like they might be planning on reaching out to you. They might be thinking about how to, say what's going on, how they're feeling, but they're not quite sure how to reach out to you. That also might be that they just feel like they're so filled with regret that they don't know how to actually, deal with it. But I do feel like there's good news, there's changes, there's improvements, there's a lot of positive energy for you in the future when it comes to this. So he definitely is realizing he's messed up. He might still be realizing it. He might still be going through this process and waiting for the opportunity to reach out to you. There we go. That should be fine now. Okay, so we have Justice, the Moon, we have the Page of Pentacles, Temperance, the Knight of Pentacles, I don't want to do my shuffle today. the Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands. So, am I crooked at that? So it looks to me like this person is sort of going back and forth with their feelings. So they might be like in a place where they're just, trying to figure out how they feel, how to act on it, whether or not to actually act on it. But I do think that there's something there. There's a connection there. There's the two of you do have a connection. I don't think like it's where like you're all imagining things. So I think they're just trying to figure out how to go about that connection, because they do seem like they are interested. Why is it so off today? Did I not? Give it a little time, because the moon is here. That does sort of take some time to get to that unveiling, and for this person to actually like understand what they're feeling and act on it. So we do have eventual movement toward acting on it, where you feel like it's not like a push and pull anymore, that it's actually a connection, and that this person is in fact interested in you. I'd give it a little bit of time. Not saying forever, but for this energy, I'd say like a couple weeks probably, because they're still trying to decide for themselves. There is some slowness because we have that Knight of Pentacles, and some like back and forth because of that Seven of Wands. But for the most part, it does look very positive. Final outcome, very positive. As long as you're interested in this person, it has a good outcome. If you're not, then you can always say like, no, you're not vibing with them. But I feel like this person just has some like not good at flirting, not good at connecting kind of vibes going on here, mainly because you're not seeing anything that's really like good at communication, or good at conveying their thoughts, if that makes sense. But I'd say, like I said, give it a little time, see what develops, see what happens, because it looks like it has potential. I just feel like this person, really know what they're doing. But all the good vibes too. Yeah. You did something. What you do? Bad or good? Okay, let's see. And I started asking her a bunch of questions I physically from. And I think I figured out. I told him I'm looking at his face to try. Oh. Well, let's see. Might not be all bad. Might be freaked out in a good way, or come to terms kind of way. Okay. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Okay, let's and some other things. Oh my god, I almost shuffled these horribly. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. The hell is it? Wow. I try to straighten this out. It turns too much one way and it turns too much the other way. It's like I'm driving myself insane. Okay, we got the Six of Pentacles. We got the Hierophant. We have the Fool. We have the Star. Anybody else want to come out? Interesting, we got the Fool and the Star because there's fresh start and healing with the two of them. We got King of Cups. Okay. So we do have his energy coming through here. There's still a connection. You know, that's good. That's always what we want to see coming out of the cards. It definitely did give him something to think about because we see that energy in just like a halt, right? With the pentacles that come out. But it's good because we see like a movement forward, almost like with a new mindset, a new sense of knowledge, some newer energy. But I know the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, though, the one that stood out to me, is trying to, we see him moving forward with you, right? Still having that relationship connection, still trying to get to know you. But there's like, who are you? That's popping out to me here. Like, trying to figure you out, because I think they're like, well, you know exactly what they're thinking, exactly what they're doing, you know, like almost every step they're about to take, but they can't figure you out. They can't understand what it is that makes you tick, right? But I think they want you to be more open with them and not just like surface level, or like these are your interests, or like in the spiritual psychic way, right? They want you to open up so that, yeah. Well, the thing is he might be, okay, because we have the Hierophant here, but the Hierophant, if we're not seeing true movement, right, if we're not seeing somebody who is understanding who they are, what their purpose is, you know, what they want, what kind of communication they're looking for, then we see somebody who's just not very in tune at all, right? It's a sucky place to be, because they can have the clarity, the ascension or whatever of the Hierophant, but they're not using it. Yeah. Yeah. But that's the thing, is like, maybe it's time not to use the psychic approach. Maybe it's time to not use the intuition. Maybe it's time to connect on like unascended middle vibration level, right? Because we see that there are things that you have in common here, and there are things that you can build upon. There are things that you can move forward with. There are lots of things here, and I think this person's trying to find something to connect you with. I've said something. Yeah. He's very in touch with his emotions, and I don't think he's happy with that. Hello, that seems to be something here that is sort of standing out to me. And I think if we're seeing an ego, sometimes when we see an ego, what's the worst thing is they want to be right. They want to be the one that knows all. They want to be the one who is, the one that everybody else goes to. And it's not always a good place to be. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like he's in that energy of to say bye. I think. Oh, okay. Well, you take care. You have a good rest of your day. I know that, like, the energy, because you got to think about it. When these cards come out and you look at them for the worst, right? For the worst energy, you see the King of Cups in a very emotional place where they're not thinking clearly, where they're letting their own emotions override anything else. You could be the most logical person on earth, but if they're in their mindset, then it doesn't matter. But I also feel like this person, oh dang, my phone, what's going on? I also feel like this person isn't going to necessarily just drop you. I think they want to keep that connection going. They're just trying to figure it out. So I think, yeah. You'll also see somebody who can be a little moody when it comes to the King of Cups. So, easily offended. Hopefully what we see here, though, is, a little more reevaluation. If that, is true, which I'm sure it is, that he's trying to get his friends to test you, he'll come to terms with it, because you can't ignore, the truth, reality. Just wondering, he's still super sick and everything. Yeah. Well, you can see here with the Knight of Wands, that's still like, barely able to stand. That person is not doing well, so maybe that's it. Maybe right now, while he's not feeling good, you just focus on other things. Movies, shows that you might both be interested in, books, what else? Hobbies. Childhood stories that are traumatic, but for some reason we laugh at. Jealous innocence yeah. I can see that. Stories, yeah. Well, he'll figure it out. You know, maybe like one step at a time. One day at a time. What's that? Is that? Is that the soap opera? One day at a time? I want to say it is. What's that other? Oh, As the World Turns. That's what I was trying to keep. One Life to Live. One Life to Live? Didn't they merge the two? As the World Turns was the one that was on NBC, I think. Or CBS. I think they're all canceled now. Next up, we have Righteous Bishop. So, if you have your question ready, feel free to post. As the World Turns was like one of the most dramatic shows. I never watched it, like, watched it. I'd pass it here and there. But As the World Turns was like, oh, Passions. Oh, that was dramatic. Currently in no contact. My children. Okay. Righteous Bishop. If your question has twin flames in it, your question will not come through. So you'll either have to remove it, rewrite it, because it will not post. It is on my banned word list. Sensible reader. Yeah, if it wasn't, honestly, there was one person in particular that got a little crazy. I was like, okay, whatever, you know, whatever you believe, whatever floats your boat. But there was one person, every time they came in, eventually I had to block her because she was just like, no, one person in particular that drove me insane. She was just, and everything she said was like truly delusional, like worrisome delusional. And I was like, no. I don't know how many accounts you have, but that's what we're banning. I don't know, I felt like she was sort of like No, you want to know how bad, well, I'm sure she doesn't come around anymore. I'll tell you how bad this is, okay? And let me shuffle it up and lay out the cards, and then I will tell you guys just how bad this person was, okay? You will be shocked. Okay. We have Seven of Pentacles. Oh, we have the Nine of Swords. So we got some regrets, some frustrations going on. Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. Okay, so we do have a couple. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Four of Swords. Oh, that's funny because I almost said Four of Swords with that one too. And the Ace of Swords. It's got a good progression to it. So this is how crazy. And I guarantee even most people who believe in twin flames will find this crazy. This girl came in and said that she knew this person was her twin flame because they had the same coffee cup at work. That was one of her reasons. They never spoke to each other. They never had any interaction. They might have passed each other a couple times, but that was it. They were both married. This person didn't even know who she was, and she swore due to a coffee cup. Hello, Faith and Love. Welcome in. I know. You see, you get me, right? That's how I was like, you're getting blocked, and that word is blocked. I was like, girl, I can't deal with that one. Like, I'll let a lot of things slide. You know, I'll support you on your journey. But, dear God, don't tell me that you believe that this is the person that is, like, connected to you on a new soul level because a coffee cup. And it took all of me to not, like, you know, say something, because I was, like, trying really hard to be serious, you know, and read those cards. But the moment she was gone, she was blocked. The moment she left, because I forgot what else she said. But it was like, it was stuff like, oh, I saw him at the same, you know, sandwich shop. It's like, well, of course you're going to see him at the same sandwich shop. It's in the same building you work in. Like, that's why you're seeing each other. Yes. And she didn't say anything was, like, special about it. That's the thing. She didn't say, like, it has special design. It was, like, you know, a logo of some sort. She was just like, here it is. This is it. I'm like, okay. You know, you do you. So, when it comes to your question about this person, current energy, we're seeing some good, like, refocusing, seeing some hard work, and we're seeing the end of that, sort of like the main energy of the hard work, since we're getting to a point where we can now reap the benefits of the Seven of Pentacles, right? We're about to harvest. We're about to get to a better state, a better energy. I'm currently not going to get a bit feeling her energy a lot lately. It's feeling like it's some progress. It's some good. I feel like more purely her. Oh my God, that person. Oh, I can't with that one. I remember that one too clearly. The Nine of Swords is regret. It's things like reliving the past. It's nightmares. It's things that are like, you know, the issues of the past that are coming up as now reminders, as frustrations. So, we are seeing where if there's anything that she did that was like negative, that had a toxicity to it, right? That, and this is both impacting you and impacting others. So this is a huge thing of just like realizing there's a lot of maybe focusing more so on what others, healing from what others did to her, rather than equally focusing on healing from what others did to her and accepting what she did to others. So she's trying to get through that and then open up. But it still feels like there is that holding back that's going on because we're ending up in the Four of Pentacles. So it's still a cycle of like healing, opening up about it, maybe admitting to some of those issues, having conversations about those things. But we do have a very strong connection within the Queen and King of Cups. That's a very strong emotional connection. It's it's like you can understand each other when you're in the same room, right? You don't even have to talk. You just know what the other person is feeling. Like very deep, not just like they're smiling, you know they're happy. This is like just knowing exactly what's going on in their head. Like, you know, when somebody comes in a room and they could be perfectly fine to you, but you know that something has happened, right? That's the kind of energy that we see with the Queen and King of Cups. So it's a very strong emotional tie between the two of you. Now, we have movement, and I will say this seems like over the next 4 weeks or so. This does overlap with the retrograde still going on, but we have more of a focus on the good, the positive, the building of a solid future, you know, things that are right, that rest that needs to be taken. So that will be the Four of Swords, just like a moment of just silence, a very good for her. And then the Ace of Swords coming through as a conversation, communication. We have good, successful communication with the Ace of Swords. I do like that it's lacking wand energy, because a wand can be a burst and a burnout. We don't really like that. We like good, solid, successful communication. Very pentacle, sword heavy, with that strong tie between the Queen and King of Cups. So you're both doing really good. I think right now she's really like realizing some things, you know, really getting in tune with what she's putting out and what she's receiving. So a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people will not focus on what they're putting out as much as they are on what people are putting out toward them, right? So it looks great. Like I said, communication seems to be coming through, but it looks really good communication wise. But I give you the good vibes. I also give her the good vibes. I remember there was another person who said something about like a bouncer at a club that like that was her twin flame. It might have been the same person. Who knows? And I remember responding, I'm like, did you talk to each other? And they're like, no, but I'll see him again. I'm like, okay. God, people. Which we wish. So it's not something totally wish. it's just like, God. What is C's current energy? Okay, let's see. Yeah. Well, there's things where it's like, okay, well, you know, you gotta be hoping for what is feasible, you know, and that's great because you can be like, I'm gonna live in a mansion, and it sounds delusional, but if you're truly like, that's gonna be my future, you know, it's not. You're truly fixated on it. But like every person you see asking if that's like the one for you, you gotta. Like, you don't even have a connection with them yet. How are you gonna say that? You don't even know this person. Like, you don't even know their name. Okay, you have a good time at work, doing work. Have a great rest of your day. All the good vibes. Anything else we want to come up? We see communication. That's good. Holding it out, buddy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's sadly true, Jane. Okay, so when it comes to C and his current energy toward you, we have some big changes going on. It does feel like this one is more toward you rather than sort of like not at all, or you know, like questioning it. It might take a turnaround, so you might feel at first like there's no energy toward you, or this person isn't really communicating well, like you don't really understand what's going on, you're not really feeling it. But we have moving into the success, the celebration, that is the Three of Cups. So that's a good energy for you to move forward into, because you're not stuck. There's also a better, like more predictable, more open energy of the Ace of Pentacles. So you do have a good change coming through. I'm pretty sure it sounds crazy. Some of the things we said. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Well, it depends on who you're asking. Because sometimes I see people talk about it, and I'm like not even semi. That's an understatement. I am heavily disturbed by it. But that's why you gotta be careful with who is describing things. You know, whose definition you're using, because sometimes it can be a legit connection, and then other times you can be like, this is borderline, you know, stalkerish. Like, you definitely don't want to go follow somebody and go pop up at their house because, you know, you have matching mugs. But I do feel like there's hard work being done toward you, for you. This person, like I've said, truly does care about you. The way that they move forward, the way that they interact, you know, the way that they try to communicate with you, I think they're working on improving. Text something here. It's all about improvement, and we see that working to improve, trying to find better ways of doing things. We have 3 threes here, and that's all about cycles, right? Good cycles though, because you see 3 threes as completion, renewal, beginnings. So cycling out previous bad tendencies, allowing new good um, energies to come through, approaching things in a better way, better understanding of things. You are lacking swords. The only sword that we would have here would be the Knight of Swords. So the communication, actual verbal communication, might still be meh. But the other cards here do feel like you will see that growth. You know, you'll understand that there is something um, there that's true for the two of you. And I feel like he's actively working on that connection. You know, it's just trying to be something that he knows he's been bad at. I said that vision. We're currently not talking. Oh, okay. So that's why we're lacking communication cards. um, the good thing here is time improvement. Normally, the Three of Cups would be a reunion. Yeah. Oh, hi, Chunkies. How you do? I do see improvements, and maybe this is just, you know, you setting boundaries will say, you know, this is what you tolerate, this is what you don't tolerate, and this person can see clearly where there are improvements that need to be had and where there are things that are just like, you know, perfectly fine. Although I don't think many things are. But still care about you, still has energy toward you, is still working for you, you know, toward a better relationship. I think they're just still struggle busting. But I think too for you, if you're showing up as the Queen of Cups, no, I don't see it that way. Because you're the Queen of Cups, which means you have the decision here to, you know, reach out and say you are ready for, you know, things to resume. Um, but you also have to think about this. If you are the Queen of Cups, and this is something that is very important if you're showing up as the Queen of Cups, her cup is closed. People interpret her as like a very loving, very caring, you know, very like give it all up to everyone, you know, dedicated person. But her cup is closed. Why? Because she's only accepting what is right for her. She is only accepting positive and a return flow of energy. She's not just out there being like drained of energy 24/7. She really truly loves people, but in her positive form, right? She knows what she's worth. I'm not gonna reach out. Yeah. But I'll send you the good vibes, you know? I'll send you the positives, the equal energy flows, the good movement. Yeah, that's true. You know, you put in that, you put in that effort. Teach them how to put in the effort too. Of course. I haven't decided yet. I have no clue. Oh, I took out hamburgers. Yeah. I don't know. I want fries really bad, but I don't want to go like too high calories, so it might just be like the hamburgers and then like cheese and tomato and stuff. And well, and fries. Yeah. I don't know. I just want something that's not like too heavy. I made some spicy barbecue sauce and it was so nice dipping the fries into them. I don't know why. It was just like extra tasty. So I might be addicted to seasoned um, fries. Is this buzzing? No, that can't be buzzing. It's not on. Yeah. You know, honestly, I feel more like a confusion, but also an openness whenever the cards come out. So even though it might be like you're a witch, it also has a like tell me more. You take care. All the good vibes. All the self-love. I'm happy I was able to do this stream this weekend because apparently it's supposed to get like super hot over the next couple days. And like a heat wave on Monday, I think they said. No, on Wednesday. Although in all honesty, they never correct with the weather, so I don't even know half the time. Tuesday, it goes to 90, and then 94, and then 91. So, also, it was like hotter today than they said it was, so that screwed up. I'm doing as good as I can. It's been very humid, especially like after about 5. The humidity goes from like 30 to 40 in the afternoon, or not like midday. It's like 30 to 40, but then 4 comes along and it like goes up to 80, and it's so hard to cool down when the humidity is that high. I don't even know what the humidity is right now. It's just the humidity has not stopped. It's 46 right now. The humidity is 46%, and that is gross. It was 87 today, I think. No, it's odd. It hasn't gotten that hot yet. It's very odd to me. Yeah, I don't know why. Everywhere else is extremely hot, and it was like it's been relatively cool. Like it was the 70s recently, last week. It's so odd. I'm really shocked. Like I'm happy. It's not like grotesquely hot. Like just it's weird weather though. It happened like this a couple years back where for some reason it didn't actually hit the hundreds. But it's a weird little weather pattern. I think I'd handle it fine if it wasn't for the humidity. Humidity is the only thing that kills me. Humidity is like the devil. Yeah. Well, that's the thing that, and it really irritates me because even the news is like, oh, it's not bad because we have dry heat, and I'm like, girl, the weather says otherwise. Don't tell me we only have dry heat when it's 85% humidity and there's not a raindrop in sight. We're You're lying to me. Hello, Slumawit. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, we have the Two of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands. So it does feel like next month you're getting a job opportunity. Nine of Swords, King of Swords, Six of Pentacles. It might not be what you're hoping for, though. It might be something that either doesn't provide as much pay as you're hoping for, or it's just something that like doesn't line up with you really well. But there might be something that follows that, or might be some changes that come through. So I'd still look toward next month. It just doesn't seem like something that is really fun. I don't see a struggle necessarily. I just feel like it's something that you have to accept because there aren't many options around you, and you really need that job to come through for you. But long term, at least, it does feel like it has potential, or at least it's going to give you money. It might be negative, but it might give you money. It might be something you're not super happy with, but you still have a job. Just make sure that you stay in the positive search. Keep searching for it, even if it's out of where you normally search, out of the range that you normally search in for jobs. Just keep looking, and I'm sure that that's the time frame that you'll find it in, because it feels more to me Leo season, which is this month, but also next month, possibly into Libra, which would be September. That'll be 2 months from now, which probably more in alignment. But just keep looking. Don't give up. It does feel like something's coming through. It might be something that you're just like, it never shows up, but You know, I'll send you the good vibes in hopes for it to come through sooner rather than, later. I need to get you moving. I know. I know. I'm trying. Honestly, I need to get back to focusing on it. Like, truly getting in that place where it's a top level manifestation. I just need to know what I'm searching for, you know? I need to know what is meant for me, what I'm supposed to be on the lookout for. I do feel like whatever's meant for me is making its way toward me. Lots of changes, lots of things need to. I don't know where I want to move to, though, Oh, why is that a heat warning? No. Heat advisor. Oh, conditions of 90 to 108. Sheesh. Oh, monsoonal moisture. Isn't that fun? It literally says monsoonal moisture will add to the discomfort level from the heat starting on Sunday, continuing through the week. It's been like this for freaking months now. The weather never changed. It never went away. It's been hell for ever. Oh. Yeah. I just don't want um humidity. I want them to not have humidity. If I could just get rid of the humidity, I'd be like so pumped. Yeah. Well, it wasn't the humidity didn't bother me before. I think just having this constant humidity is the thing that's troublesome, you know. That's true. Oh, the mosquitoes too are another problem. The mosquitoes are so bad. I already have like 4 bites on one leg. It's like and it's the ones that I'm like really bad allergic to. How could did they take away? There it is. I thought they took away pinned message. Oh my god, I was so upset right now. I used the Benadryl. Um, Let me find it. Benadryl gel. This stuff. This, where's the camera? Where is the camera? This stuff. It's Benadryl extra strength. It's stopping gel. It's it's diphenhydramine, but it's for insect bites, but also for scrapes, sunburn, and more. It works great for so many things. Like I've for years, this is like my favorite thing ever. Usually, if I have a really bad bite, like it's horrible, right? I'll get that. I'll put it on the bite, and then I'll put a band-aid over it. It's I haven't had anything that works as well. I've had the only thing that's worked as well is, oh, that's what I do too. Um but it creates like a seal on it so it doesn't get the air through, which makes it harder for it to grow and get itchier. But I have a, god, what is that? Numbing aloe vera. Numbing. It's lidocaine. Lidocaine aloe vera. Which really, like, it works great. But I still feel like that Benadryl is better. Also, like if I get scratched by the cat, I put it on and the reaction goes away. I don't get the full swelling. It's one of my favorite things. I mean, there are some times where, like, in all honesty, I want to, like, slather it all over my body, but I can't. But apparently, I've never had a poison ivy run-in, but apparently, like, it works great for that. I put it on a burn a couple times, and it's helped it, took it away, like, helped it heal fast. It is true. It is. That's the one thing where and for some reason my bites itch more along the perimeter rather than the center of the bite, which is really frustrating. Oh my god, chickenpox. Chickenpox. Oh, I still remember that, like, in detail. That was pure torture. God, I had it on the bottom of my feet. I couldn't walk. It was like, oh my god. Yeah. They were everywhere. I have scars on my feet from them. I had scars on my back, my arms. Well, no. One arm has scars. Other one doesn't. Um, my back, I have like 3. My right arm, um, I don't think I have any on my legs, but I might. I have a few on the bottom of my feet. Um, on my face, I have, next to both eyes. On my left eye, I have 2, and then on my right eye, I have 1. They're very small, not very noticeable. And then I have 1 on my nose, like the center of my upper nose. That's the worst one. That one, like, is pretty noticeable. It's faded a lot. When I was younger, like, it dipped in pretty far. But I didn't really scratch. Oh, I think I have 1 in my eyebrow, but I'm not sure if that's what one is or what it is, because it looks like one, but I'm not, I've never been sure of it. My hair doesn't grow. I'm not sure that I have but the hair won't grow in where it is. So I have always shaped my eyebrows to sort of like look the same because the hair's not there. Okay. I think it's time to go ahead, get going, make dinner before it gets too late. Also before anybody else comes in. But I will see you later. Where are my shoes at? I always kick my shoes. And then I can't find them. Okay. I'll see you later. You take care of you. Rest up. Take it easy. Hearts. Bye. Bye. Bye.